I love when I know exactly what is going to happen happens. So that was cool. Didn't even. All right, let's get some tunes on though real quick before we hop into it. What do I listen to? We'll do something poppy. Vocals, instrumental. Maybe. Where is it? Oh, I know where it is. Haha. Y'all, sorry, bear with me. I apparently was not ready today. But welcome in, everyone. Today, there we go. So today we are gonna actually be working on iHog, which is always fun, right? Let me get everything situated because I did not do that. Comments are open now. That's good. Let's hop into. Boom. All right, we can kind of start to see me. Well, we can see over here in this blank area. Let's open Xcode. Get that down a little bit there. All right. So. Oh, there we go. All right, so first off though, I have to talk about this one thing up in the corner up here, because that is a super cool present that you can kind of see, kind of can't because of the light. But my wife got me like this super cool iPhone, and it's like a exploded iPhone basically, that iPhone 4S, and you just has all the parts like laid out and such. It's just a super duper neat idea. Cool. Let's increase this. As per usual, the beginning of my stream is literally me just trying to figure out screen placements, because I don't know what I'm doing apparently. Can we move it? No, it's not gonna want to move. What's not locked? Something's not locked. And allow it's what? Alright, so locked that, and now we should be. I'm very confused. Like, why? Okay, but anyway, there we go. We moved. We have been moved. All right, and that should be good enough. So let's pop this back. All right, change some fonts here. Themes. Oh, we're good. All right, so last time we were messing with inside Figma, and I really, like I said, next time, probably not actually TBH. Sooner or later, I will eventually have this program to where it all comes up in a fun view that's easy to choose. Open. Let's actually do boom. iHog. All right, we're gonna get this programmed in because it is time to actually do some actual like iOS app development type things rather than just design it. I actually want it in place. We're gonna redo a bunch of these like awesome designs here. So let's drag that guy. And first things first, I actually want to add in a Firefox Figma. Cool, and we can now see the Figma design up there. So that's gonna be the goal, is that Figma file that you see like right there, that Figma file. That's the goal of what we're shooting for. So let's try to make it happen. I'm sure I was inside the button view. I don't even remember the last thing I did. I know I'm in the new design. All All right, let's see the last thing that happened here. Branches, history. Boom. Let's see. We have here. What was the last thing that happened? It was 17 days ago. We just changed the revision ID there. Okay. Oh, because I updated the SDK for revenue cat. What else did I do? It's been a while since I've been inside this app, y'all, so bear with me as I gather. Okay, so basically I just changed how the buttons look. So what if I run it? I probably don't want to run it in the 13 Pro, but let's see what happens. Who is excited for the Apple event tomorrow next Monday? Oh, I got a lot done this last time apparently. Because these 3 buttons match the 3 buttons that are up there. We have this big chunky empty spot, which obviously can change if I want to. But this isn't looking too terribly bad, to be honest. It could obviously look better. Also, it could obviously look worse, but you know, the goal is to clean it up, right? All right, so we have blind, clear, highlight, all those fun things there. So let's go figure out where this is actually coming from, because I don't know where fp button.swift. Oh, so we're here. Okay. Oh, duh. That's FP programmer. Where is my FP button? There it is. FP means front panel. So inside here, we're just setting the size. All right, so the width and the height. The width gets set on that set size. The min height gets set there. Excuse me. That looks right. On set here as well. Brr, brr, brr. 5. All right. So height, width is great there. Half padding, which is what's giving us this with the spacing here. All right, we're gonna do one more thing. I still don't know where my face is coming from. I have no idea where my face is coming from, but that is a-okay, I guess. We're gonna plop me there, and then I want to put one more screen overlay so I can place this wherever I want to. Basically, we'll move that there. And then boom, set that into, sure, Squircle is fine. Zoom to app windows, and let's set it to simulator. There we go. And that can go there. All right, so this Squircle right here, right above my head, is the goal. The other one next to it with the blue background is what's actually looks like it's happening. Now that can be over there. Oh, I can see everything. Okay, great. This is actually working out a lot better than I thought it would. And then I'm in the bottom right corner. Just, it works. Awesome. Woo, I like when things work, and it takes a little bit because, so I use this setup for also like YouTube recording, and for some reason Windows close even when switching profiles. Anyway, All right, so I'm trying to get to Figma. We have these in code. We need to get the different words here for the 3 blind buttons. So let's go figure out how I'm doing that. I'm sure it's under programmer, vertical, compact. I'm almost positive it's all in here. Yeah, half height button FP, which I'm sure I added in to somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, I bet that's just at literally at the bottom right here. That's where the blind and help is being pulled in from. Okay, so we know actually we need to adjust this half height button to take in a different word here. So let's go ahead and just have a okay, so I turned on Vim mode, and I hate Vim. I don't hate Vim mode. It's just not what I need in here, so I'm just not quick at it. So let's do a var here. Text. Well, we should really compare this to, basically it's a button, it's the FP button, but it's just a different button. So let's open it up to the side. There we go. So here is the FP, the front panel button. And then here is the half height button. I don't know if it makes sense to not just like send the front panel button like another parameter. So if I send the front panel button another parameter, then that means I don't have to code in half the stuff that's like new for just the half height button. But then I have to deal with all of these like exceptions inside the front panel button. And I feel like there should be better ways to do this. Do I use this half heights anywhere else inside? I don't think I do. These are the same as over here. Right now, I'm not planning on using them anywhere else. So I think we'd probably be safe to just say this is it. Like, to put it in here and just deal with it. But I feel like there has to be a better way, like a view extension or something. Let's see. Button, SwiftUI button customizability. Button style protocol. So SwiftUI allows us to customize buttons in our app without introducing new views or copy pasting the styling code. So basically this is literally just style code. So I think this is actually like down the path of what I want. We can implement filled button struct that conforms to button style instead of a view protocol. As you can see in the above example, button style protocol only has one requirement, and we need to implement the make body function. Okay. This function provides a config that we can use to obtain the label of the button and understand whenever it is pressed or not. Oh, because I'm sure that's what that is enabled, is like if it's pressed or not. Custom behavior with button styles can change the button instance drastically. For example, we can make a button that accepts a Boolean value and shows an activity indicator depending on the value. Another benefit of the button style is the ability to set it in the environment. It means we don't need to set a button style manually for every button. SwiftUI will automatically apply it whenever we configure it for the current environment. So let's take a look. After setting a button style in the environment, so in the root view, we have these custom button 1, 2, 3. And then we can just say button style is the filled button on the root view. After setting a button style in the environment, we don't need to configure our buttons again. SwiftUI will apply that styling. Options. Okay, let's see. I don't know. I think Apple introduced some new stuff. So like, I just want to see what all is in here first. And like, it might be worth it to just make a whole new front panel button. September 3rd, 2021. So Xcode 13. So it sounds like it'll probably be good for Swift for 3 SwiftUI version 3, even though it's not really versioned that way, but it'll be good that way. Oh, my blue light's not on in the background. Womp. Oh, wrong one. Hold on, I gotta go turn on my blue light. Was it worth it? Yes. Did anyone notice besides me? Probably not, but that's a-okay. Other people don't have to. One last thing I need to do. Boom. Oh, it looks better now. Okay. I was like, why does it look so like warm and off? Well, the answer was it was. All right. So clip shape is a capsule. So that the capsule, but if it's a standard button across your entire app, you should consider using a custom button style instead. Creating a new struct that conforms to the button style. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. So like, I have these model view helpers. Like, I feel like under views, I probably need a style. So let's add a right click here, and we're gonna hit add a new group. And we'll call it styles. And oh no, come back. I didn't mean command M, I meant command N. Swift. Next. All right, so under styles, we're gonna call this front panel button. All right, so the point of doing a style is that we can reuse it over and over and over again, and I don't have to actually, I can still call just normal buttons. I don't have to actually call front panel button each time. But with it being a style, I can apply it to just normal button. I can apply it to just a button itself. So it's more following the SwiftUI protocol there, like what SwiftUI wants. All right. So let's open Paul Hudson. Tell me how to make this. The button configuration pass includes whether the button is currently being pressed or not, so we can use that to adjust our button. For example, we create a second style that makes the button grow when it's pressed down. One of my friends just got the iPad mini and upgraded from the 12.9 inch, like first gen Apple iPad to Pro to like the iPad mini with the second gen like Apple Pencil, and they are thoroughly impressed, and I was as well. All right, so okay, and then we still get the action to come in, so we still just need basically the struct with this button style. So we're just gonna copy it first. All right, so struct front panel button. So whenever by calling it front panel button, that's the button style that I'll be able to call it later. We're gonna use the button style primitive. So this is the protocol that it will so this is the protocol that it'll just follow. It'll make sure we have. And if you notice, so something cool that that Xcode now allows us to do, I'm gonna go ahead and comment this out. So something cool that that Xcode 13 does, and let me just switch this here real quick, so that we can actually see it happen. Is whenever, so this button style, like we get this error that it's not in scope. So we say button style and we hit before we hit enter, there's this little I here. And what that I is telling us is that it needs to be imported. So whenever we actually choose that to be completed, so I can hit enter here, that's going to import that SwiftUI module for us. That SwiftUI package dependency. If you are very interested in more about package dependency, that's actually the, that is actually what I'm doing tomorrow. I mean, that's actually the video that I'm releasing is in my YouTube video this week is how to add Swift package dependencies, like from the Swift package manager, how to update them, all that kind of stuff. So make sure, you know, you subscribe and all that good stuff so you know when it's coming. Cool. All right, so we have the struct, this front panel struct. So what's next? So we need a function of the make body. And this isn't going to help with like the words or anything, but this is going to keep the styles there. So like we have this front panel button, but then we can have so we have the standard front panel button that's going to allow me to get rid of a bunch of code that's inside this front panel button so I can reuse it over and over again, because I'm pretty sure I use this button, this FP button in different places, but maybe I'm just calling the front panel button itself. Anyway, it'll clean this up and it'll make it look a lot more SwiftUI than it does right now. That's the point. All right, so the first thing is we take in the configuration. Let's do configuration.label. We get some padding around it. Let's see. What's it upset about? Yeah. It's fine. All right, so we brought in the padding. I don't need this padding. Half padding. The frame. Let's just like give it a like set 65. Min height is 65 and alignment is center. Cool. Enter. Great. All right, so this actually isn't everything. So now we need to add in the background color and all that jazz. So let's do, so we have the foreground color. So now we need the background color. Ooh, and the background color was dependent on the state. Can I think I still can. Let's go find out what that looks like. So based on the text and then the function names, the button function names, which is to say, so basically that's like an enum that I have going, which is really nifty. So the function names is just an enum I have going. We can go look at it real quick. That way we have an idea. It's literally just a list of all the different button names that are inside, that are on the console, like basically this API that I have to use. Then we get the color based on the choose keys, the flash keys. So I wonder if I should can I pass in a color like into the style? Probably, maybe. But like, I feel like anything that handles the view should actually go here. But button number. AC, okay. Let's just leave that alone for now. See, but I don't know the point then of what I'm doing necessarily if I don't like connect them together. If I don't like make them all look like they should be together. But I mean, I guess I could always try it. So var she blows. Sorry, that was rude. Let's do var. Okay, so this is where I kind of need to decide like separation of concerns and how far they go. I feel like I should probably just have a variable, so to say, that's like is red, is green, is blue, and then based on the color is actually just passed into the style. Now, is this the best way to do it? I don't know. I'm just trying to think on like we don't what is the best way? See, and I don't know the best way. I feel like the color should be passed in. I feel like the color should still be determined at the button level because it depends on where it's called and what's happening with it. And so the color should just be passed in. So var background color equals color. Oh, sorry, is a color type. Is color dot is a background color. Is that even doable? We'll find out. I think that should be fine. Yeah. Because this background can actually just take the background can just take in the color. That's cool. That's not where I meant to go, but that was neat to see. I meant to hit option click to bring this up. So this background right here can actually bring in a color itself. So that's pretty nifty. That's what we need there. All right. So under background. All right. So dot foreground color dot primary. That's coming there. So that just comes in based on whether it's whatever. So we'll do a corner radius now of base corner radius. And that should be, I think, all I need. All right, so let's just try it. So on this button, we can actually we should be able to take out a lot of this. All right, so how does this look now? Paul, guide me. All right, so it's gonna say button text. So that comes in. And then we just need it to do a print. Cannot convert type string to primitive button style config. That's not what I want anyway. Front panel button pressed. Right? And then we can do dot button style. And this can be front panel button. And then we can do a set background color. Nope. What is it upset about? All right, so it says, okay. So that should be it now. I go and do that. Go back into programming. Okay, so we can see There's a couple things going on that are really good here. Number one, when I push the button, we can actually see if we look. So when I push the enter button here, if you look down where my mouse is right now, you can see it start saying, hey, front panel button was pressed. Now, we don't know if the actual button is being pushed or if these press actions are actually working, but this is a good sign. So that means that my style here, my front panel button style, is actually working as it should. Now, the next thing is to make sure is when I press down the button, we don't actually see that's being pressed. So like before, hold on. Let's undo what I just did so that we can see the difference. Command R to rerun it. Not now. No, I'm not really enjoying iHog. So before, when you hit enter, you can see it goes to like this kind of like grayish part here. That's what we need to do. But more importantly, I think, is to get these button press actions working. So let's go into our handy dandy Google. So we have this configuration that is pressed. So that'll be what we need for the style itself. Let's go ahead and add that in. It looks like it's just, let's go see what it looks like in playback real quick. It doesn't matter because it's not getting anything. It looks like it's just the foreground that's possibly being played with. Let's see what what some things do real quick on here. Let's go to, so I'm going to open up here. We're going to open up into PCalc. And I'm curious to see what actually happens when I push a button on PCalc. It gets a little bit smaller and darker. So like the background gets a little bit smaller and darker, which could be pretty neat for these buttons here to do. So what we can do is inside here, how did this work? It's just configuration.isPressed. Because I pass in this config here. So let's go. Huh. All right, so let's go into configuration.isPressed. And we'll use a, so we'll do a configuration is pressed. So if it's pressed, no. All right, so we're basically saying if it's pressed, we're going to do the frame that way. And it's getting mad because it's not all on one line. Now it's always fun. What time is it? Okay, great. So let's get these all configured correctly here. Cool. And then dot frame. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's take this to, let's just do 55 and 55. And it's probably still not happy. Or is it? No, we're still not happy here because Boolean is not compatible. What did I do wrong? I knew it was a question mark. It's a question mark first. So basically, like what this is doing is saying, hey, is the configuration pressed? Yes. Cool. Then let's do what's here. Before we get to this colon, And then if so, then we'll do what's here. And now we're just still upset. Nope, that's not what I want to do. All right, hold on. Configuration is pressed. Just cut that out real quick. Control I. All right. All right, so configuration dot. Oh, that's cool. Enable is pressed. How do I like do the frame? Oh, I just want to do a scale effect then. Ha 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 ha. Okay. That makes sense. So let's undo this real quick. Undoes for days. Is pressed. Then we want to do the scale effect. Oh. Okay. I get it. I was completely wrong because we want to do dot scale effect and then we pass in like the values. Question mark. 0.8 or 1.0. That should work better. Let's see what happens. Not now, please. Go to programming. Hey, now you can actually see that you're pushing buttons. How cool is that? I like that a lot better even than the other way around of doing things. So that's cool. All right. And actually, I think I actually wanted to make that 0.9. Let's try real quick. Not now. And yeah, we can see it here. So I think this is really neat. We can actually see like it being pressed, that kind of deal. Now we need to actually let's go ahead and get this committed real quick before I keep going. Sorry. I like playing with the proximity effect on the mic sometimes. If you have a dynamic mic, or I guess this might work in condenser mics also, but as you talk closer and get closer to the mic, even though like I'm staying the same like talking wise, you can notice, or at least I do in my headphones, if you're wearing headphones, you might be able to notice that like the sound gets different as you get closer, and that's because of the proximity effect. So the closer you are to the mic, in theory, the like depending on the mic, you might get a more rich like sound. And that's what's happening here. So as I am like super close to the mic, it's a lot better. And there is cat and dog hair all over my mic. I need to clean that more. All right, opening the repo. All right, I hogged. Let's see. All right, so let's stage these. Front panel buttons are working still. Our front panel buttons. Let's see. Added scale effect. And push it on up. All right. Anyway, that was weird. I don't know why I did that. If you'd like to know, I have no idea. All right. So that was neat. If you're joining, also you might see like the Twitch logo popped up. That is because I usually stream on Twitch at Megan Wilson _ there. Make sure you go follow over there as well. Usually, like, I'm gonna try to start coding in the mornings again, and like Tuesday evenings we'll have probably more design focus than coding focus. I just needed to get this done. Because like I feel like designing 1 time a week and then coding 2 times a week would be better. All my coding stuff is gonna go on the Twitch channel, and then design work is gonna be here. And I'll try to be better about uploading my coding work also to this playlist that goes into iHog. I don't know how many people actually enjoy watching me code live, but if you do, feel free to pop in and say hi. Okay. This is coming in, which is great. How did I, though, get the width? All right, I'm sorry. I make noises. It happens. It's a thing. I bet it was in... Ooh, someone, thank you for the like. I appreciate it. That was fun to see it go across the screen. Or at least did for me. Where did those button widths go? Oh, I think half height buttons. Then we go into actual, like, hey, Chat Snore Blamo. Welcome in. I am so sorry if I butchered your name, but welcome. How are you doing? Good vibes. I feel like I do that face a lot. Purely for fun, of course. I feel like I need to go and see what this looked like beforehand. I don't really care about copying. I would like to just go see the full file. Open, view file. There it is. I knew GitHub had a way to view the file. And let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. It's a little bit better. All right, so we have this min width of a set size. And then where is set size? Hey, Inspirational Connection. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? We're gonna find set size here. Ah, there it is. Okay, so there is already a set size. Where did it go in here? Do I have it? Yeah. All right, so I think because I already have this set size, and that's actually like what determines the width, I'm gonna, the same way that I did the background color in, I'm gonna have to do that to come in here because I need this enter button to be double, basically 2 buttons at the same time. You're right. Swift is awesome. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Coding is fun. It's nice and relaxing actually for me. I don't know how I figured out that this was a nice relaxing time for me, but I totally did. And what, that's a CG float. Cool. So if you notice, I'm not actually doing any calculations inside this front panel, like styling. It's purely because I feel like those should be handled by the view itself and not necessarily by this. So we're gonna do here, width. Great. And then I'll come in, and this is about to get upset, to be honest, up here, because it doesn't have a width in it. So what we're gonna do is actually make this look a little bit cleaner, purely to keep me from going completely insane. Width. We can delete that. And that is still gonna be set size. And I think we're gonna break this up a bit more, and like we're not gonna need this front panel button completely. I am working on, this is an app I actually have on the App Store. It is, so at my previous job, so it's kind of convoluted. It's basically a remote to control like a lighting desk. So if you think about like the lights at concerts and stuff like that, that's like ran by a specialized computer. This is an app to control that very specialized computer. And it has all the commands and such in it, and it needs a redesign. So I'm working on getting it a little bit, getting the design a little bit cleaner before putting out the next version. That way users are a little bit more happy with me. But yeah, so it's like a remote control type app. I'm taking inspiration from a super cool, I'm trying to take a little bit of inspiration from this app called pCalc. Calculator. I say super cool. I think it's cool. That doesn't mean it's super cool. It just means I really like it. So like I'm taking inspiration from this a bit. I know I have a lot more like spaces basically. I have a lot more gaps in it, but like I'm trying to take a little bit of inspiration of how dense these buttons can be, and like users are okay with it. So like I can make my buttons a little bit more dense and the users are going to be okay. Like they're not going to die. They're not going to hate me if I try to put a lot of buttons here. So it's just a little bit of like inspiration where I came from when doing a redesign. In some of my previous videos, you can either watch me design or you can actually see like what the video looks like completely. I mean, what the app looks like on the App Store. Well, hold on. Aha. I can do that. I have a website that has screenshots. So this is like what the app looks like on the App Store right now. It's getting better. Like the spacing and such is getting a lot better than what you see here. The goals is to actually make it work on all device screens better. It worked really well whenever I had the massive iPhone, but I've since gone down. And I know that it didn't work the best on other iPhone sizes, but I was like, I don't really care, which I definitely should not have been. So that's what's going on. Yeah. It's a fun time. I thoroughly enjoy it. Okay, so we have the frame. We have the frame coming in. We have the background color gets sent in. The corner radius, that is set by the base corner radius, so it's all the same there. And so if I run this, in theory, we should see an enter button go big. So under programming, there we go. We have a big enter button now again, which is great. All right, so I'm gonna take out that padding and let's see, maybe we can make it as dense as like that calculator one was. I never played with it too much. I think taking out the padding actually made the button smaller. I don't quite understand how that works, but we'll put it back. Thanks. I think it's pretty fun. It's a good time for me. I enjoy it. I hope people, so like part of me actually doing the live streams, whoops, please don't submit that. Part of me like doing the live streams is because this is like what I wanted when I'm learning, is like someone who's kind of talking through what they're doing as they're doing it, like showing that not everyone knows everything. Like I know in the back of my mind that not everyone knows everything. Everyone has to start somewhere. And this is just like kind of part of it. So like a little bit about how like my stream's laid out. So like right above me, we have these, so like right above me up here where the red is in this square thing is the Figma file. So that's basically the designs I'm going off of. Right next to it with the blue background is the actual app. So whenever I run the app, this is what it'll look like on the phone. Yeah, so that's where what you'll see on the phone itself. And then underneath is like the code I'm working on. It's a interesting, I'm still not completely sold on this layout, but it is better than nothing. And again, thanks for the like, y'all. I appreciate it. And usually, like, I'm going on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, but tonight was just a YouTube night. I did not get all my Twitch stuff reconnected after the Twitch leak the other day. Because I just didn't have time to go and try to do that. All right, so we have that going. That inside actually works quite well. I would like to how to lighten system foreground color SwiftUI, because I would like it so when I like press it actually like lightens it a bit. I have to do the color dot. Oh, I could do a dot opacity. So let's see. So if we do dot primary. All right, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good night also. So I appreciate you dropping by. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you next time. All right, so here we could do the whole configuration dot is press thing again. Or 1.0. I think that'll be what it needs. Apple, I do not want to take a mindful minute right now. Thank you very much. That was not what it needed. Check that out. It is not doing it. What if I do 0.5? There we go. All right, so it's doing it now. Cool. All right, so that's great. That's going down. That's working as expected. Oh, did I have an actual like issue in here telling me what to do? I would be very surprised if I did, but also didn't at the same time. No, I did not. Okay, great. I was not surprised that I did not, but I just had to check. What did I fix? What did I do here? So so frame and opacity work, change when button is pressed. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and push those up. I don't like pushing up all the time just because I have tests automatically being ran, but that's okay. And people can see that I'm actually working on it, which is great as well. All right, so that went down. Cool. I think that a lot of this now can go into its, like, I don't have to have a front panel button view. Like, I can actually break now that it's a style, like, it can be handled by each front panel button. So like, well, I don't know. Well, I think it can, and then I'm like going back and forth now. See, because then I can just have it, like, I don't have to have this giant like switch case in there because like it only has to handle like that specific moment. What is this even color for? Called? Where is it called? Return color. Oh, so that actually gets the color for the choose key. Okay, so if it's the if the button function is choose, see, like it shouldn't be this complicated to figure out what's happening inside this button. So that's like something that I really need to figure out. See, and like this number pad one, like that should just be handled inside the front. So we have the style, great. Let's go extract some of this out now that we know how to do it. So inside the hardware, programming, keypad. All right, so basically what's happening is I'm still sending out like these numbers anyway. And we have the button function and the size, like there's a lot of stuff in here that doesn't need to be handled by another button. So like I can do, well, yeah, because these don't change colors. So basically I could call a button. It's gonna say, backspace, print, backspace it. And then we can just do a button style is the front panel button. And we need a width, which we know is going to be 65. And a background color, which is dot gray. So like in theory, we actually shouldn't see any difference now between, oh no, go back into programming, between this backspace button and this backspace button, which we totally don't. And like this may or may not actually clean up this front panel, but it's gonna make this file become a little bit more useless because this was doing like 8,000 other different things at the same time. And we can still make it basically just extract out to what it needs to be. And then these very specific front panel parts only have to worry about that. It doesn't have to go through the whole code inside that button to actually do that. So anything that's inside this numeric keypad button should only push those numeric keypad buttons, these buttons here. So let's get the environment variable in here. So this environment object is actually what's used to send out OSC. So that's like to send out OSC to the console, so to that very specialized computer. And basically what's happening is this environment object is able to communicate throughout the entire app and just keep the OSC going from this OSC helper class that I have. So from here we can do var button text string. We don't need to do that. That's a lie. I lied. We don't do that whatsoever. Yeah, the new Xcode is definitely nice. I like the whole, oh yeah, most definitely. It is super duper nice. I like the fact that we don't have all the Swift file names here. So we don't have like .swifts. We just have the little Swift icon. I had Vim mode turned on earlier actually, and it was just causing me a little bit of frustration, but you can actually turn on Vim mode here. So I say it was a little bit of frustration, and then you can actually go through, and I mean, it is quite easy, and it did keep me from actually accidentally deleting things I didn't want to do. Let's see what else is new in Xcode. I did a whole video on what's new in Xcode, so I highly suggest going to check that out if you want. It's one of the latest videos I did on my YouTube channel here. But yeah, I love the new look and feel in Xcode, like especially with the like the branches just being right there. It's really nice. All right, so we have, is that right? No, that's, there we go. All right, let's do, all right, so we have that button style. we have OSC helper in here already. So the next thing we need to do is actually get that OSC function written. So I like to, I don't know if this is a good way to organize my I don't know if this is the best way to necessarily organize my code, but we have the body struct there. Let's go ahead and get rid of these extra lines. And right underneath the body is where I like to put my reusable functions. So the first thing is going to be is the push button. So what happens when you actually push the button? So we have a push button. Switch. Well, when the button's called, we'll just do the button function, which is button function. I still don't know if this is the best way, but this is what we're gonna do. Switch on the button function. Also, Xcode 13, if you might not have just noticed, just auto-completed that whole like switch case for me. So like we have this here, and when I click on it, boom, it just auto-completed all of that, which is super duper nifty. But I don't need half of these. S plus through full at period enter. That's all I need. And I guess I need a default. Print. Button not found. All right, so number pad. We had to get the spell out. We had to do all this fun stuff, which was great. We may or may not have a number, so I like to have it as an optional there just because it may not exist. So let formatter equals number formatter dot style. Oh. Equal. So this is basically just going to take the number, so 0 through 9, and it's going to make it actually, instead of the number, like the number 9, it's going to spell it out in English to N-I-N-E. Let English equals formatter dot string from the wait. Oh yeah, from shit. Sorry. I should not say that here. I don't think anyone cares, but oh, let's just make it an int. That'll make my life easier because ints already conform to numbers. From the NS number value number. Yep, great. And then we'll do OSC dot push front panel button English, and that should, yeah. And we can actually, let's make this a little bit better to where I'm not force unwrapping anything. Guard let number equals number. And then we can just say this. Well, so by letting this number equal number, the only thing is that this optional now. is an issue. Cool. Guardlet English else. We'll just do one. Oh. Else just return. Right? Yeah. Great. So now English has to be there. Return error? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Cool. And basically we'll repeat this with a, we'll repeat this with the release function also. If pressing, I can initiate any action. That's not what I want. But how did I get these dot? I must have had an extension. Press action. That's what I did. I did do an extension. These. That's exactly what I did. I did an extension on it. Okay. So like basically to get the press and on release, I made a view modifier. Okay. Well, we'll have to play with that. And see how that actually works with the slashes. Dot button style. So would the view modifier have to come after the style? I bet so. I bet that's how it works. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, I didn't actually do anything here. Let's just highlight these all at once and say print TBD. To be determined. I'm sorry. I am such a loser. No, I'm not a loser. I just like to talk out loud. Pressing, releasing. Sweet. And it's not quite as quick as I'd like it to be, but that's pretty good because this press and this release like works super nice, which is great. All right, so I'm gonna finish up this push button option here. I went right for the number pad. I'm not even working on a number pad. We're working on the number on here. So basically all we have to do for this backspace, we're going to finish up doing this backspace and then I'm going to call it a day here. Like I said, for more actual coding, then make sure you head over to my Twitch, Megan Wilson _ on Twitch. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, subscribe here on YouTube, all that good stuff. If you really want to, you could buy me a coffee. Link is right there and not in this description. I should probably add that to this description. But you can find me on buymeacoffee.com/Megan Wilson _ also. Okay, so we have this backslash. That's what I wanted to do before we go. All right, where'd this go? Okay, so that's the size, push button name, go back, choose, go back, pause, go, flash. Default, we just do the function name, like, it's so easy. So we'll do OSC dot push button. Oh, really? It's just if it's going to be the number pad or if it's not going to be the number pad. Oh my goodness. This is all stupid. And we can actually even get rid of all of this and just say under default, check this out. OSC dot push front panel button. And all we have to do is this button function raw value. And now that should, and we'll go ahead and just print button function here as well. I didn't actually call it though. So the next thing we need to do is, instead of pressing, if I can I just delete this? Because like, I don't need an action. I don't think it's gonna let me. I think it's gonna get upset because it needs that part in there. Yeah, it needed that. It absolutely needed that as part of the button. I knew it did, but I was just like, let's see what happens. What did I call that? I called that, I know, it's bedtime. Push button. And it's gonna be a back space. I don't actually need the number in there. Oh, it still wants me to have a number. I don't want one. So we'll just do OSC dot push front panel button string, button function dot raw value. And then, so basically we have this one here that's just a button function, and we'll overload the function with an actual number. And if I do that, like, it doesn't matter. Number is just number, which is what we need it to be. Like, it doesn't, I mean, number is always a number. Then here, it's always int. I no longer need this switch statement, which again, the goal was to make this a lot cleaner, and I think it does. So we have these formatter. Let's just get rid of this here too. Clean it up a little bit here. It doesn't look as clean because my things are so small. Oh, we need that there. There we go. Aha. All right, so now let me control it. There we go. So now it's a little bit cleaner. So you can actually, if you haven't already, if you don't know, shortcut Control I is going to be what allows you to actually like format things nice and quickly here. All right, so we have the formatter number style here, which is great. Then we will do something. Yeah, so button function, this overloads. So this is marking it used for all buttons, not a number key. Only used for number keys. And this is purely just like, it just helps because now I don't have to have the number in there. So if I wanted to call the number, I can, but I don't have to. So if I hit Command R, not now, back. Yep, and it's working as it should. I'm curious if I do just... All right, so we'll just keep that as backspace. We could also add any print here, and so it can take 2, and we can just do print pushed, or pressed, I should say. Not now. Let's go back, go into programming, pushing, pressed, released, and it's just backspace. So that wouldn't be fired until the end. We don't want that. Okay. So it doesn't really need an on release because the on release. It just really needs a on press, doesn't it? Okay, anyway, we'll take care of that in a sec. I mean, next time. But I think this is a really good place to stop. Let me get this added. Backspace button works. And I'm gonna go ahead and push that up. All right, y'all. So that is all I got for now. Let's switch back to here. All right. So thank you very much for dropping by. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I've said before, go like, subscribe, follow, heart, do whatever it is you got to do on all the social medias that's flying up right now. It'd be very greatly appreciated. If not, at least go to the twitch.tv/MeganWilson_, same as here on YouTube, and give me a follow there because I'm going to start doing some morning live streams again. And I will make sure to catch y'all next time. Bye.